Yeah. Here we go. Oop, oop. I made some awesome fucking food. Excuse me, buddy. What are you doing, Max? Hey, if you want, I'll punch a keep on a bull pack. Which I have a quite decent bet.
No.
You're like, fuck that. Wait. In the hand. Oh no, my boy. My boy. All right. Let's start up some division and sew it up as well. Sewing division. Hey, hey. How's it going? Oh shit, yeah, it's 2 in the morning here too as well. All right. Yeah. See you. See you. Yep. We're just starting up the division in the stream, you know how it is. They can't hear you, so it's like me talking to the ghost in the shell. Yeah. Yeah. Why hasn't the division started up yet? Is a real question. Come on. All right. Well, that was shitty. Come on. Load up the division. Come on. Alrighty, everybody. How's it going? It's your boy Blaqksheep. Ooh. Hey, Viv.
Entering safe area.
We tracked the drone signal to the antennas on the roof of the tombs. Theo Parnell should be in there, or at least has been there at some point. Scouts have spotted Rikers in the area and coming out of the building.
I'll help out on this one. If Parnell's the tech genius everyone makes him out to be, you're gonna need a bigger genius to crack his shit.
We're so privileged to have you on board, Rhodes.
Civilians in danger.
Alrighty, here we are. We are back, black, and ready to attack anybody that comes at us here in the division. Yeah.
Think I'll tear your face off and wear it for Halloween. Look who this door's down. Here's your ticket. Shit! Wait, was that one of ours? Reloading! I'm gonna make you pay!
Medical assistance needed.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Agent killed.
That was some fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit!
Fucking bullshit. That's the fucking bullshit.
Stupid bitch!
That stupid fucking bitch.
That stupid
This bitch. This Mulian. She started saying other fucking this motherfucker.
That's fucking.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, I mean you can say cunt.
There you go.
Well, that's a different story. You can't be saying that.
Wait, what?
Is this, wait, are you?
A Dago?
Yes.
Technically.
Alright, so it's, then there you go, I guess. That's what you were saying, technically.
Technically, I most derogatory words I was about to use.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very fucking true. You got this.
Right on top of the guy.
I'm almost to level 37.
Here you go.
Hey yo, oh shit, nice. The red lighter. The red lighter. Mobile SHD out of service. I see it. That filling with water.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Take that!
Yo, I ain't too bad, guys. I thought, I thought they I thought those two were bad guys too because I fucking walked past them and all of a sudden I was getting shot at. This game seems to have like some type of jank that, you know, it seems to be a normal type of jank that some of these live service games have. But I like the Division 1.
We've tracked the
This is
signal
my
from Parnell's
first time
drone, and
playing
it looks like it's coming
Division.
from the tombs. Hopefully he'll still be there.
Division
At the
2,
very
I
least,
only got
we'll
to
be able
play
to find some of his
because of
This one, in case you need some support.
having this pumped up computer and internet connection.
Weird
Honestly.
shit
What is
this
this? Is
kid's
this
been up
Resident
to.
Evil or is it
This,
this?
this is Division 2. The Division 2. Not 1.
Fucking Ryan. You I
You played that?
like religiously, like that's all.
Really? That's fucked up. That's fucked.
Like he plays on console.
Oh, then he deserves that. Playing on fucking console. What the fuck's wrong with him? What is wrong with him?
You should follow this chick.
Why? She sounds like a robot.
She's not a robot.
Did she chop her finger off on accident? No, what? No. Different girl.
No, this girl's an engineer.
An
She's,
engineer.
she's really, really fucking smart.
Yeah, she's good at messaging.
What?
She's good at messaging.
What do you mean that's
It means getting her point across to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But really, most of it is PCB tutorial. And wait to get your own shit printed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in. I would rather get my own shit printed,
Immediate
honestly.
assistance needed.
Oh, that was disgusting.
I love you,
I hate him with the...
Right there.
Never mind. I can't make that joke. Well, I'm Jewish. I should be allowed to fucking say I hit him with the Goyim beam. The Goy beam.
Hostile radio.
Hit him with that discombobulator.
Agent, thank God you're here. Listen, I know you won't believe me, but I'm on your side. I've been undermining Keener's operation for months. I infiltrated his network. I don't think the Rikers suspect it yet, but I fucked up. I think he's onto me. I'll meet you in the cafeteria.
You're a lying
I
sack
can
of
smell
shit.
his bullshit from Haven. Be careful, Agent.
I'm coming to shoot you and your
Hostile
friends.
drone detected.
Fuck the strike zone. I got a shotgun, and I'm clearing hallways. I smell bitch. Oh, you just shit yourself. Never mind. Oh, that sounds very staged.
What? What I'm listening to?
Say again?
What I was listening
Oh, no. I'm talking about what the guy just sounded like. He's like, oh no, help! Bang, bang. Is that guy? Oh, he's actually like, I thought he was like the special guy. He's not special, he's Asian. Oh, you shut that off real quick. I was listening to it. Oh, listen to that.
He
Yeah.
said Juanita's asshole is considered the eyes of Mordor because someone lost a ring in it.
Wow. That is funny though. That is really funny though.
I'm in barbacoa.
Oh, the barbacoa, what the hell?
Human remains detected.
That's funny. That is actually funny.
Oh,
Analyzing data. Positive identification. Theo Parnell.
Uh,
Rogue agent
This
deceased.
figure, this place really
This doesn't
smells
make
like
any
butthole.
Trespassing.
You're trying to lock me in a room.
for it! Ah!
I have LMG. I'll take this LMG. Oh, you got me a new gun, huh? Give me. That's like. Are you fuck? I'm hitting V right now.
Signs 0.
I'm still holding V. Is it a Zumo drop? Alright. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great night. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Human remains detected. Analyzing data. Positive identification. Theo Parnell.
Where's the best spot to like
Deceased.
hang out?
This doesn't make any sense.
Shut the fuck up.
They fell for it! Ah!
Fuck you. Get blown up. Stab right in the fucking mouth. That was too close.
Still do I can kill you!
What the hell is that?
They like my toys. I have to move back.
What?
Hey, you snuck up on me.
Whenever somebody posts something like this, some
No, no,
in 2008, I need to look like that.
It's fucking fact. It's like a fucking lie. Holy shit, I lived it. It's something I lived through. You fucking bitch. That's fucking crazy. Hit that. Yeah. Peace.
This kid changed his facial recognition record on the Shade database. I fixed the exploit. Shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Don't trust anything Parnell says. He's just
Holy
trying
shit.
to distract you and give himself an opening. I've seen this shit before, and it never works out for them.
Oh, I saw that. Alright, now it's time to play this. Everybody. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, this is actually a really cool story.
First time I ever played it was live at a club where 10 people. Sound person, Marlon, she made a tape cassette of the set. She's like, I like, give me $5 Canadian. A copy of your set. And I'm like, oh, great.
You like the challenge, right?
Make a demo,
See that
maybe
button?
find a
If you push it,
producer,
it'll give you a
something like
present.
that. And the first song I played
Oh,
was
shit.
and I put it on a demo, and I would ask people, like, what do you think? And no one was like, well, I think you're going to need a little more of this or that, or like, no technical, no nothing. It's like, that sounds cool. And I was like, you know what? It sounds cool. That's it.
You ever think for yourself?
I'm never going to record this. I'm going to use this
Hostile
deep
striker
version
drone
that's
detected.
going to song.
That version.
The first time I ever played the full song, Marlon, I know I was there. Just the fact, yeah. We'll find you in the run to it's fine.
Wow.
So the song that made her the most famous was recorded in a club for $5.
Ah, you're no fun.
That's pretty fucking dope, though. Pretty fucking dope. It's fucking drones are goddamn annoying.
Unknown network detected.
So interesting
Getting a ping next
thing
door
about
in
this
the
game is that you can
Parnell
actually
must be there.
you can actually do PvP in this game and fight people, but you can also turn around and not do that as well and fucking just be chill with the people that you run into. It's pretty fucking cool. I like that game. This game for that. And they made clans
Well,
too.
it's supposed to be like a post-apocalyptic.
Look, yeah, there's
I suck at first person shooters.
there's not first person.
Third person.
That's two different things.
I suck at
You need a mouse, bro.
3D projection device detected.
Parnell can create holograms of himself?
One of those fuckers is more than enough.
Fucking murder.
I'll watch your back.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
I was meaning to
Vital
reload that
signs,
motherfucker.
0.
Weird questions to ask.
What's up?
Pretty questions to ask you.
I mean, the answer.
There you are.
Those greedy fucks got it. Take these bastards out.
Serious trauma.
I'm going for that.
Fuck.
Agent killed.
Goddamn. Wait, what?
What?
What did he say? He's the first comic to what?
You call the black people the actual N-word.
That tall, just so you're closer to security.
Oh my lord.
The first comic to ever have his stand-up special filmed.
Wow. That's good. That's a good burn. That's a good burn, for sure.
Hey, there's something you need to know. I've been digging through some classified division records, and there's
Going
evidence of
to
institutional corruption
straight
that
up
goes all the way to the top. You
kill
really
the
think the division
shit out of
is
this
led
guy.
from Washington and its political bullshit? We should be
gonna
working together.
blade him. I'm gonna blade him with my guns, making even the hands if I can get. Not just the chemicals. Got a minigun on my back. I can change. Really fucking change them up.
Parnell's signal's getting stronger. Looks like he's in the security room at the top of the building.
Where's he go? The music in this is not bad. You don't even have to hear it. That sucks. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get. Must have missed it somewhere. Tearing out a wall there, huh?
This must be where he keeps his research. Try to access it.
Active terminal detected. Hostile striker drone detected. bypassing security protocols.
All right, Rhodes. Show us what you got.
I'm on it, Kelso. Should have this nut cracked in no time, thanks to Isaac. You really don't deserve this kind of power. You really don't.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Hit you with the Goyim beam. It did discombobulate you. Jesus. Oh, I've seen that. He's saying some shit to him. He's saying some shit to him. Damn. You might want to keep moving. Yeah, why have this on hard? What? I'm invading.
Here's the part where you die. I'm surrounded.
Scan results. Files found. 1. Playing audio file.
You want my
Have a good one.
Sorry, but you didn't say the magic word.
You wiped the servers. There's nothing there.
Then we need to get moving and get a hold of Parnell.
Boom. Here. Steps to show where the real one is. Good steps never fucking lie.
Hostile striker drone detected. Hostile
the-
radio intercepted.
Weird
Judge?
thing is, like,
Please tell me you left your radio on. I'm
down
here.
scope, slash to the left.
You still got this under control, right? Of course. I'm
Oh.
allowing you now. The
No,
division
he
won't be far
doesn't.
behind. Get ready.
He doesn't have it
He's
under
running
control.
scared.
I'm about to teach him a real significant lesson in the fact that I can't die in this game and I'll come back to 5. It's not the main character. That's no bitch. Okay.
Serious trauma detected.
What is this? Trippy shit!
Mine's a little more fucking okay. Hey.
You dead yet?
Let's see.
Just die already!
Oh, you're gonna be hurting from that. Gotta get out of my own way.
How the fuck did you do? Ready? You got some balls!
My stuff is that one kill. Your shit? No. Fuck the three of you. Wipe that out.
Upside down! Back!
You know what's happening? Yeah, my stuff's just absolutely.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Yep, I was in my own
Agent
cloud.
killed.
I fucking hate that. Oh, Icarus is on. I have to hit him up after I'm done with this. If he wants to join. Hello everyone. Let's just make sure you're all within that. Damn.
Your time's up!
Backup request.
Get away with that!
Well,
Let's get some strokes going! That's right, B! Shit! No shot! I got nothing! Let's get...
shut up. Fuck you. Shut up.
Serious trauma detected.
You did it! Let's get some strobes going!
Immediate medical assistance needed.
That was one of ours, right?
Let's see how your eyes hold up to this!
Mind giving me a ride while I reload this thing?
Got you covered!
I'm missing all the... Damn it!
What the fuck are you doing there?
What? Dang it, I'm in a mess of fucking gunfight. Sorry, bro. My bad. No, dude. Go ahead. Yeah, so there's something that's gonna actually murk out Elder Scrolls. Just like, what is it like? Do you have a?
If you get a visual on
You have
Parnell,
a
don't
name?
hesitate. You may not get another opening on him.
You want to send me the information? I'll take a look.
Oh, 5 minutes. Your car's
Yeah,
not
no,
better
this
than
shit
mine.
was fucking loud as fuck.
I'm
And I
sorry,
have,
but
I taped my,
You're not the good guy, right?
I
You're the
taped
one
my
waiting
volume
for the
knob
while
because
I'm
it
trying to
kept
get to the truth.
lowering the volume at
Remember,
random
Parnell
times.
can't be trusted.
So now I have to
He'll
just
do and
equal
say
out the
whatever he
volume
can to throw
between
you off.
my,
Don't lose focus.
audio
Keep this
that,
bastard
like,
down.
oh, that just completely fucked me up. I got a shiny object that, fuck with it. That just fucked my whole train of thought. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, that fucked up my whole train of thought. Oh, God. What were we talking about? Yeah. I'd like to totally see that. Oh, Crimson Desert. Yeah. Everyone likes is gonna play that. So it's not gonna really. I feel like it won't be the killer of Skyrim or Elder Scrolls. Well, so the map is so I played Black Desert. If it's the same like it was with Black Desert, it is massive. Don't get me wrong, it is massive. And like, I played a shit ton of Black Desert, so like, everything on that looks interesting. I'm just hoping it is a good port. You know what I mean? Like, for like, yeah. Best way to say it. Oh yeah, no, they've been working for a very long time. So I used to play Black Desert when it came out on console, since I didn't get I didn't have either a console or a laptop. Yeah, but the thing is, like, if I could, I would have. Black Desert at that point was already a major thing in first gaming experience, and I just never ended up getting to play it. Lack of hardware. Yeah, I saw that. Like, it's Black Desert, but you're one character. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be good. I know it's a single player. Like, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, he seemed like he was. A lot of people are actually, and I don't know if they played Black Desert before. fucking love Black Desert. Money pit. Everything's a money pit. Yeah. I sure shit loved like running a guild in it. It was really good. And the adventure part was so good. Wow. I had to run out of ammo right then and there. Oh lord. Holy shit. Bro, this game, I'm pretty 90%, 98% positive I'm playing all the missions so far. I hope at least stayed on the hard.
Reloading! Cover me! Take it, fucker! He thinks you're so clever! Who needs armor anyway? Out again!
Hostile radio intercepted.
Keener, it's me. I need an evac. Send a helo to my location.
Sorry, Theo. Can't do that.
Good.
I can't keep cleaning up your mess.
Keener, are you serious? Keener,
It's time
answer me. Keener!
for the garbage to be taken
We've
down.
got him cornered.
Let's go. Oh, I have to actually go up and over that one. They intercept communication seems to indicate that he's fucked. There's a grenade.
Trust me, you don't want to...
Oh, look at you, you got a grenade. Oh, look at you. Yeah, your name's on that yet. 1% man.
I sure wouldn't want to be you!
DZ turrets compromised.
Apparently, he's still got a few tricks up his sleeve. We tracked his watch to the park nearby.
That must be how it goes. Like, yeah.
Gotta reload if I'm gonna get all these boxes. God damn it!
Oh, fuck myself.
Vital signs critical.
Here! I got you something! Go shot!
He's got nowhere to run now, the coward.
Identification confirmed. Agent Theo Parnell. Error. Multiple signatures detected.
What the hell? How many of those does he have?
When you can't trust anything, shoot everything. This is right in your wheelhouse, Agent.
He left their view as a stain on the ground! Let's remind them who they're fucking with!
I'll make you my goddamn He's out.
See you on the other side!
So I can punch her. Fuck is that bullshit? That was the back of her head.
Serious trauma
Come on,
detected.
come on, get up to that wall.
Agent vital signs 0.
God damn. Sticking to certain walls. I wonder if I can get a better.
Identification confirmed. Agent Theo Parnell.
I wonder if I can
Error.
get.
Multiple signatures detected.
What the hell? How many of those does he have?
Yeah.
When you can't trust anything, shoot everything. This is right in your wheelhouse, Agent.
Agent in need of backup.
I got farther back. Visual field of vision. Yes. Let's see how that. Alright. Well, now I'm on top of them. Okay, interesting. I'm okay with learning that they have this. And so not have a farther distance. Wait. They're on a fucking wall? I feel like I'm back to where I was. Yeah, I feel like I'm back to where I was, but yeah, that's all good. That's very toxic.
Hey, time down. These assholes know where
Vital signs critical. Agent vital signs 0. Identification confirmed. Agent Theo Parnell. Error. Multiple signatures detected.
What the hell? How many of those does he have?
When you can't trust anything, shoot everything. This is right in your wheelhouse,
That's
Agent.
not bad. What was that? I did that. Yeah, I did that. Check the connection between your GPU and your power connectors and everything.
Serious trauma detected.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a power issue. Yeah. Well, I'm saying like check the seating of your GPU's power supply. Mine got moved the other day somehow by my cat, but you know, anything can happen.
Watch and learn from them. Can't have any fun here. Gotta
Enjoying the magic too. Yeah, not bad. That's not bad. Some stuff's annoying, but what is it? with the vision because he's in New York and Washington.
Rogue agent detected.
Getting hit with so much
I'm gonna make you dance!
Medical assistance needed.
Oh,
Agent
damn.
deceased.
How's it going?
Rogue agent detected.
I tried to pull that out, but why the fuck would you fucking do that? either fucking reload one gun or pull out the other.
Recover any intel from Parnell.
Rogue shade skill detected. Rogue shade skill acquired.
Oh, that's cool.
I got a link to his watch, but he's running some kind of wipe protocol, and it's gone. Managed to get some data off it, though. Looks like system files, mostly. But I'm pretty sure he tried to access a remote backup server.
Backups for the data he wiped at the prison?
Probably. It's gonna take a hell of a lot of processing power to find the server, crack it, and extract the files. I've got a few ideas, but his watch is definitely gonna help as well.
Portable device detected.
This is Agent Aaron Keener, reporting in from DZ-02. The JCF has pulled out and are preparing retreat from Manhattan. Any agents who are still alive, know that we are on our own. That's fine. We don't need the JTF. We don't even need the division, or the government's permission to do what has to be done. We were trained for this. To complete the mission against all odds. To ensure the continuity of government, to save what remains. But what kind of mission is this? The government doesn't care about us. We're expendable, sure, but they have carelessly thrown us aside for no reason. And why should we sacrifice ourselves for a state that doesn't deserve it? We should all take a moment to reflect on that and ask if the mission still stands. Me, I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah, join the homies group.
You're coming up on a burn pit. At least half a dozen hostiles, but it doesn't look like they're expecting you.
Taking down the outcast stronghold and neutralizing their leader, Emmeline Shaw, will do serious damage to the faction. Also, Henry has intel that a mechanical engineer from the campus several was so be on the lookout for captives.
Got a few hostiles ahead.
Hey there, buddy. Shit. That's not good. Good and rich. What up, Pickers? How you doing, buddy? Bought the old version on Steam. Yo, yeah, this was worth it. Yeah, so everything's looking pretty decent over here. started playing the Division 2. Oh, I got. Oh, come run around in here. Chill up or whatever. I'm on PC. I'm on PC. It's cross. It's. I think it is, man. Could be wrong, but I think it is. But I googled that.
Focus with a gun pointed at your head.
I'm gonna hit him with the Goyim beam.
Aim that thing somewhere else. Let's leave. Help me, please. These guys are insane. You have to get me out of here. Damn it!
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. Literally, run.
Vital signs critical. Agent incapacitated.
Oh, I think I just got him like flash shot. Oh, there's 2 more people. Good. You. Hey, more people, yep. Oh, hold on a second. Oh my lord. This is so... Say again? Problem? This game has some interesting, like... Oh. Dude. Yeah, I got the ultimate edition.
Serious trauma detected.
Yeah. Right. Everything's on fire up here, huh?
I think I hit them.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
On the other side of that would have been nice.
Agent down.
One of the things I wish is that they would have a little bit more, like, how should I put it, smart movement when I'm, like, trying to dodge behind things instead of hitting the closest corner. Thank you for reviving me. But, How's that going?
I hope you burn this whole place to the ground.
Final Fantasy 16's not great. Oh shit. Man. Yeah. How far are you? Like about halfway through. Decently far. End it. Yeah. We're about to smoke some people. Yeah, let's do it. Oh. Hey. Good. Oh.
You're coming up on the central area, and it looks like they've sealed the gate.
Then you're gonna have to find a way to unseal it.
Bullshit.
Have you forgiven them? Never. Of course not. How could you? How could anyone forgive what they did to us? But there's a difference between hating someone and hurting them. You don't think they deserve to be punished? That's not what I'm saying. Of course they do. Who has the right to punish them if not us? I don't know. It's not just our right. It's our obligation. To those that didn't make it. Do you understand? I understand.
I think I could. No. Now it's smoothing. And jerks quite a bit. Okay, that's it. Wait, no. Shoot it.
What? Jesus. Outcast! Emily needs you!
What up, Pimpleton? Yo, Raiders, what's good? How you doing? Pimpleton viewers, what's up? What up, fam? What's now? Welcome to the chat. Doing some badass motherfuckers in the Division 2. I see people. Howdy. Just give it to me. There you go. For some reason, it always wants to put me in a menu to try to pick something up. See that menu? Thank you. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great night. That was the stream, Hamilton. That's it. This Ollie. What up? Welcome.
Be careful. They're bound to be expecting you.
Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great night. What is new? What is new? Oh shit. That just blew up in my fucking face.
A group of hostiles is moving toward a boat on the east
Holy
shore.
shit.
They're escorting someone who appears to be unarmed.
If Emmeline gets away, finding her isn't going to be easy.
That was
Gotta stop that boat.
A little nutty. Yeah. Alright, Kuno. Hell yeah. There you go. This is the best thing of all night. No shit. Yeah, I like the stream avatars. Honestly, they can be random. I believe they're random. So when you actually chat, they pop up in the chat, which is pretty fucking dope.
Use it to hold people together.
I like the original 151 and the subsequent ones after that. Like, I think the last ones that I really enjoyed was it white? It's either white and black or moon or something. I think it was white and black. We got. So what was the stream about tonight, everyone? You gotta inform me. Give me some information on how the stream went tonight. I'm gonna end up checking out Hibbleton, but let me know. Let me know about it. The new ones are weird. Yo, the new ones are weird. Oh, there we go. They fucking made a tunnel. Look at that. Obviously, it would have been a tunnel. Alright, let's pick those up. Sweet.
They're afraid of us. We can use that
Wind and
against
wave.
them. They have assault
Don't
rifles
look
that they
good
can
though.
use against us.
I
We're going to die here
don't remember that one actually. When it was wave.
Suicide isn't really solving the problem.
Yeah.
We can win if we take them by surprise.
Watch Tackle Templar. Then stale. Interesting. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Alright, you ready? I'm gonna hit him. Now that everyone's here, they're gonna hear me say it. I'm gonna hit him with the goy and just come back later. I know, right? Yeah. Have you guys played the Division 2 yet? It's like, honestly, this could be one of those things that happens if, like, the apocalyptic future takes hold, you know what I mean?
What about Emmeline?
Thankfully, it's not like it's Terminator, but... And Lloyd Miles, who spend 1 hour and 30 minutes telling a story, totally real, not scam. Oh, jeez. That's gonna be something to watch. Oh, fuck. Yeah. We gotta poison everybody. It's time to spread sickness. They got a lot of it now.
Serious trauma detected.
Fuck. Yeah, that's gonna be something I have to watch. I've watched Lord Miles when he was going to war-torn countries. I believe that was one of the things he did, right? And you get like taken, like captured by like the Taliban. God, this fucking guy. Okay, too many people. Get your fucking bombs away from me. They did not want to die. This is the video. We want to Tim explaining where he has been. Yeah, I thought he was like legitimately. He got put in Saudi jail and an American craft cheese saved him. I see. So he pulled a really dumb move and somebody saved his ass, huh? See, you guys watch Legal Mindset at all? You guys watch anybody here watch Legal Mindset or been following the Miskip Emerald situation? I find it quite hilarious how somebody can club their fucking own defense so hard. And like, don't get me wrong, the guy's fucking a sped for doing what he did. Absolute like dumbass, right? Which honestly, the guy is fucked. The guy's fucked. He's not winning his defamation lawsuit. He's definitely not winning that defamation lawsuit. You should have Pimpleton actually look into that. And this kid, Demi and Asmongold's, well, Asmongold's a side thing, but, seriously, it's quite a ridiculous, circumstance that's going on with that. You've watched some of it? Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Like, he's absolutely losing the case. Where's this fucking... Oh, there it is. Yeah, fire? Oh, never mind it. Yeah, get some sleep. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out and chatting. Appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you, Pimpleton, for the raid out. Absolutely appreciate it. I'm gonna be putting on something too in the background in a minute. A little hard, right? See that? Okay. Oh, how's that? Get normally. So where are we going now? Destroy hatch. Oh, they're coming off the boat now, huh? What?
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Immediate. Okay, that's it. You're getting the beam. You're definitely getting the beam. Straight to the ass. I appreciate it. Want to destroy the hatch. Ooh. They fucked up and gave me this. Good. I like that. I think that's hot. That's all of you. Getting gun is the only situation and they're only equalizer. Hell yeah. This music though is something. I've been loving the tracks they got going on in this game. For real. Alright, it's time to fucking set some C4 charges there, tickers. Oh shit, we gotta evacuate the boat, buddy. This bitch is going down. Yeah. No, you're not trying the minigun. Dying. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
The outcasts are going to be much less of a problem than before. You know, what happened to them was horrific. But what they did was even worse. I just hope they're finally at peace.
Oh, there's more on. Look at that. Hell yeah. Find anything over there? No? Let's continue. Yeah, usually I'll be listening to like having go in the background or somebody in the background. But this music in this game is pretty fucking baller. What direction do we go? Wanna check that out? This is fucking extensive. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we're getting fucking boss ass pickups. Let's go. Hell yeah. It is what's up. Man, dude. Huh? Yeah, this motherfucker is destroyed.
Alright, people, let's get this started.
Holy
Wilson,
shit.
give us the latest. Yes, sir. At 1500 hours today, we sent a squad to investigate the situation
like
on
there could
Roosevelt
be
Island
shit
and
here.
deliver supplies. They were fired upon as they approached the shore. Any casualties? All hands. Goddamn. We're not in contact with anyone on the island. Not since the riots, sir. That whole quarantine was a bad call. Now, the question is, what do we do now? Any ideas? There's clearly a hostile element on the island. We have to assume they're in control of the situation.
Oh shit.
I say we set up river patrols to keep them isolated. We can afford to
The
wait
fucking
Agreed.
shit they're saying in this is
Sir,
nuts.
There's one more thing. What? Ridgway, sir. Some of the men are saying the government will put in the blockade on false charges. That's horseshit. Just thought you should know, sir. Yeah, think you will. Dismiss. Where are they?
Alright. If I auto run, I'm gonna auto run me into a it really fucks them up.
Friendly control point detected.
I think I need to re-up my, I think I leveled up it once before. I never did anything with it. Is this a base? Where we headed? Bring it to the fucking boys. damn people. Also hitting him with the joint. Yeah, where are we going anyway? Hey, on the way back. Ooh, I can hear it from here too. Sounds good. Sounds like some good loot. Oh yeah, there's a shit ton of loot back there. That was like a whole fucking little hidden area he ran into, right? Yeah, what the fuck? That is actually pretty genius. This game's got so many like hidey holes for items. And the game looks like really good. Oh yeah, we got some sprays on that. What would we pick up? Nice. We definitely picked up some shit too. Yeah. Picking up. Hey yo. Skill tier +1. Let's go. And to level 37. Keep skipping those gear score ranks. GS rankage. Jump. Let me go down some in the background. This bitch does get sometimes quiet, especially with the way that I play. I'm usually concentrating. Hit the targets usually on a bit rip. It's fucking freaking out because I'm actually looking on something else while going through YouTube. Hold on. Where's that one? Go where you be, boy. TV. I believe this was last video.
TikToker facing life in prison humiliates herself in court. Isn't it insane how many of these people think that it's basically all a game to them until they actually get sentenced or they go to jail, and then they're like, wait, what? Wait, what? No way! Wait a minute! Oh my god! Are you telling me that I can actually get in trouble? No way!
This TikToker is facing life in prison for ending her boyfriend's life, but I guess she's also blowing kisses in court. Welcome back to another episode of What in the World is Going On with these darn influencers? Because for some reason, a whole bunch of them just can't act right. So, okay, after sitting in jail for more than 3 years awaiting trial, and after being denied bond, yet again, she shows up to a motions hearing, sticking her tongue out and puckering up at the people in the courtroom. Okay, man, you're charged with second-degree murder. You're about to stand trial this spring. Why are you acting like this? Because if you're claiming self-defense and your entire future depends on a jury believing you were terrified and had no other choice, why are you blowing kisses like this is some sort of like a red carpet event? Like, hello? And also, like, I know a lot of you guys are probably lost here, but the story starts in April 2022 because police were then called to a luxury apartment building in Miami. And inside the apartment, they found a 27-year-old Christian Toby Abumseli, no longer responsive. Courtney here took his life with a knife, and she's claiming...
And it's like... And it's like on point too. This gun's not bad.
Self-defense.
It's definitely not
Courtney
bad.
Clemmy, she's a TikToker, Instagram model, and OF girl. And she has millions of followers, and she's known...
This bitch actually killed her boyfriend 110% with no regard to human life whatsoever. It's 0% chance she's getting out of this. 0% chance. I don't care who you are, where you're coming from. Just know my stance on this one. This bitch is getting locked up for life. She's gone.
Went online as Courtney Taylor. But by the time first responders arrived, Toby was bleeding heavily and would later lose his life to those injuries.
In the next room, paramedics are trying to help Christian.
Sit down, sit down, sit down. Do me a favor, sit down. Do not
Why
move.
are you yelling at me?
Do not move.
Why are you yelling at me?
Do not move, sit down.
Okay. Oh my god, oh my god.
Courtney is begging to see him, but police explain she cannot go back inside because the apartment is considered a crime scene.
I'm covered in his blood because I'm trying to save
I understand
him. I'm trying to save him.
I understand that.
And if I don't and you can't, then what will I do with him? I need him. He's like my other half.
And Courtney didn't deny what happened. She acknowledged that she ended his life, but said that she was acting in self-defense. She told investigators that Toby had pushed her and thrown her to the floor, then claimed that she grabbed a knife and threw it at him from about 10 feet away. And that's the version of events her defense.
What does she think? She's like a teenage mutant ninja turtle? She's like a ninja, some shit like that? Like, what is this? Like, that's hard to do, by the way.
Stood by. But it's safe to say the medical examiner's stories complicated that story, because the autopsy concluded that Abumseli, he passed away from a forceful downward thrust from a blade that went 3 inches into his chest, which, you know, was piercing a major artery. And investigators essentially say that the fatal wound could not have been caused by a knife thrown from that distance. And
fuck.
That's the detail which has people questioning everything about her story. Because thrown knife versus downward plunge, that's the question. And this has been the biggest point of tension for the entire case. But she wasn't arrested that day or even the next day. In fact, she wasn't taken into custody until 4 months later, in August of 2022. Because then she was arrested in Hawaii at a rehab facility, and she was then extradited back to Florida to face a charge of second-degree murder. And at the time of her arrest, Miami-Dade...
Wait, so, oh my god. So they let her... Wait, number one... Like, if you have the idea, I mean, I guess they didn't know whether she did it or not, right? Because there was like a degree of uncertainty, so I guess that's why they let her out. I don't know, man.
State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle described the incident as coming from a tempestuous and combative relationship that began in November of 2020. And that relationship had already drawn attention long before Toby lost his life.
Wait, what?
Because the couple had previously lived in Austin, Texas. And there,
let's do it.
Oh, boy. Oh boy, that's my town. Yeah, bro. We got a lot of crash outs here.
Former neighbors said their fights were so frequent and intense that, according to reporting at the time, police were called to their residence multiple times. So after moving to Miami, prosecutors said the violence continued and that their building was even preparing to evict them because of the repeated disturbances.
Holy shit.
Like, do you know how bad the fighting has to be to get evicted over fighting? Then, video surfaces from a trip the couple took to Aspen just months before Toby's life was ended. And in that footage, Courtney can be seen hitting him repeatedly during an argument. I'm unsure how much we could actually show of that footage here, but it looks bad.
It's over for 2 weeks.
Pretty crazy.
2 weeks.
Pretty crazy out there playing.
Oh yeah, bro. She stabbed him. Dude, like, listen to her. She's, yeah. Dude, this is so, she should have gotten locked up, bro. Like, this is the kind of person, this is a wild ass, and listen to the way she talks. Listen to the way she talks. Oh, bro, absolutely, totally a crash out. Absolutely white trash crash out, trailer park, like, again, should have never been on the internet, should have never been an influencer. This is somebody that, like, their life should have been, again, like, this is somebody should have been digging potatoes out of the ground, right? That should have been her life. Somebody gave her a cell phone, and now this is what happens.
on the roof, and you've got a lot of hostiles ahead.
Video shows
But it looks like the
model
smoke's
Courtney
working.
hitting then boyfriend
Firing blind.
Christian Obumseli over a dozen times while on a trip in Aspen, Colorado. This is one of more than 100 pieces of evidence released to the Obumseli family civil attorney as part of the investigation.
In that video, you can see Courtney acting erratically. You can see her hitting Christian multiple times, which unfortunately is consistent with her behavior throughout this entire case.
But her attorney later described the relationship as toxic and said that evidence exists that Obumseli physically abused Courtney on prior occasions, and on April 3rd, 2022, Courtney was forced to defend herself from Obumseli's physical attack. Well, I mean, it's hard to say because we weren't there and we don't have camera footage of what happened. But to me, it looks like there's also evidence that Courtney did this back in Toby. So from the beginning, this case has not been simple whatsoever. On one side, you have the woman claiming self-defense in what she describes as an abusive relationship. On the other side, you have forensic evidence that prosecutors argue does not match up to her story. And as the case moves forward, it's only become more and more complicated because it wasn't just Courtney who ended up facing charges, her parents did as well. Well, that definitely doesn't make her look good.
Wait,
and
what?
Kim and Deborah Clenny were taken into custody in Texas on out-of-state felony charges connected to the case. Because according to the arrest warrant affidavit, Kim, Deborah, and Courtney were charged with one count of unauthorized access of a computer system, or electronic.
So, like, the family is getting involved as well, right? That is absolutely the stupidest thing to do. If your girl, regardless of how you feel, doing this is gonna get you in trouble and the rest of your family in trouble.
Agent killed.
That was a fucking... That was really shit. But yeah, the family now is actively working to fuck their own lives up.
Device belonged to Christian Alvincelli. Because investigators believe that Alvincelli's laptop had been taken from the Miami apartment after his passing and accessed without permission. And the Alvincelli family's attorneys released a statement saying the Alvincelli family is saddened to hear the reports that Courtney's parents illegally took possession of Christian's laptop.
So they could have theoretically taken the laptop in order to delete evidence of her being
More hostiles headed to you.
The good thing about that is that they can probably recover that evidence.
Possibly.
Like usually a soft delete, like the way that like basically a parent would do, probably just removes the file from the registry, and they might be able to recover that information.
And this is yet another disturbing reminder of horrible crimes committed against their family. The Clenny's family's attorney fired back, basically saying that they were saddened to hear her parents were arrested, and it was an overstep by the prosecution. They also said, we believe the Clenny family has been targeted.
If they took the guy's laptop right after she killed him, then, I mean, couldn't you easily just look at the phone conversations if he called, like, she calls them, they get the laptop. Like, I mean, I feel like this is pretty easy to figure out, right?
With some trumped up
they
charges.
Took the, oh wait, they just wait a minute. So they didn't delete, they destroyed everything? Wait a minute, let me see if I can understand this.
Oh yeah, they have. So if they destroyed everything, that's a different story.
I wonder if they still even have the laptop.
Just to discredit them in the press and make their lives miserable. It stinks of a power play by prosecutors to control the narrative. So now, not only was Courtney facing a murder charge, her parents were facing felony charges tied to alleged computer access. And in July of 2024, the computer hacking charges were dropped because of a circuit judge ruled that Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office violated attorney-client privilege when investigators seized text messages and emails between Courtney, her parents, and her attorneys. And that doesn't mean that they didn't take the computer, it just means the investigators got a hold of information that was meant to be between Courtney's family and their lawyers. And on the murder charge side of things,
that seems like bullshit to me.
Courtney was charged with second-degree murder. When she first went into the judge, her legal team pushed for a bond. They argued that she was not a flight risk and that she should be allowed to await trial outside of jail. But the judge disagreed. She was denied bond, and she's been behind bars.
Is a base judge.
Bars ever since. Over the next few months, though,
yeah, we need more of
evidence
them.
Started coming out. And through all this, through the public hearings, the public statements, the video evidence, the parents' arrest, Courtney Clenny, she remained in jail. And by the time 2025 rolled around, Courtney Clenny had been in jail for more than 3 years. So her defense team tried again. In December, she was back in court asking the judge to reconsider bond. Her attorneys argued that she didn't have the money she once did. They said that she wasn't a flight risk and that she didn't pose a danger to the community. They told the court that if she was to be released, she would go back to Texas and live with her parents and be caged. And prosecutors argued that the evidence presented by the defense did not change the situation and that Clenny should not be considered for bond. The judge also agreed with the state, and bond was denied yet again. This means, you know, she has to wait in jail until her trial. But December 6th did actually lead to a trial date. So the judge set the trial to begin on April 27, 2026. And prosecutors said they believe the case less than 50%. So after years of legal back and forth, after remote hearings and privileges and public statements, this case finally has a clock. Spring of 2026.
what do you call that? What the fuck you want to call that?
If convicted, she could face life in prison. Her defense is still centered around self-defense, but they also have pushed for the case to be considered manslaughter instead of second-degree murder. And the prosecution maintains the evidence shows an intentional act, pointing again to the autopsy finding of a forceful downward thrust. And that couldn't have just been made from a knife being thrown from 10 feet away. And I guess
also, if it was self-defense, didn't she have marks on herself as well?
At this time, a jury will eventually decide, was this self-defense during a violent domestic dispute, or was it all intentional? And then, just as trial season was approaching, it walked through the courts last week and went viral once again. Because this report apparently was for, I guess, her emotional hearing ahead of the trial. So this wasn't her trial itself. This was one of those hearings where lawyers argue about what evidence the jury will see. And before the proceedings even began, she started making faces at the people in the courtroom. And according to
why is it like that nice shooting?
Actually, I can tell you why she's doing it.
Oh shit.
People like her, there are a lot of girls that are violent, aggressive, psychopathic, sociopathic, and problematic that get away with it because they're hot. That's the real reason.
God damn.
According to the hearing, Honey was seen sticking out her tongue and puckering like she wanted
this girl was trying to get like
your life is
fucking.
on the line.
Yeah, this girl was trying to get fucking some sort of clout, I swear. Yeah, and by going viral on her murder case. It's like, you couldn't be stupider. You literally couldn't be any stupider.
Portable device detected.
Yeah.
We're on station outside small arms range. Good visual on the Capitol.
Hey, yo.
Here. Yeah. Why are you acting like this?
Because she's probably spent her entire life getting privileges and advantages and other amounts of, you know, basically excuses made for her and her bad behavior for her entire life, and now she's being held accountable and she doesn't realize it. That's, I think, what's happened. And so, like, she's
been
not
in jail
used to it.
More than 3 years.
Like,
she's
basically,
facing second-degree murder.
Basically, people like this never really have to grow up. I think that's the best example.
Oh, something like this.
Charges, and you know, she could spend the rest of her life.
He's wrong. She's gonna need to grow up, especially in jail. Hopefully in jail. Hopefully in jail. Because, honestly, the story is absolutely insane. Like, to even think that someone should get out of doing that to somebody else. What up, Godfather? How you doing? Welcome to the DC. Chill. We'll watch about that TikToker trying to go viral for fucking spoiled brat murder charge. Like she didn't just killed somebody.
This was my water, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little nutty.
In prison, and this is what she's deciding to do. So, yeah. But her defense team tried to strike down one of the prosecutor's expert witnesses, Dr. Michael Brandon. Because apparently the issue is that Brandon had sued the defense's expert, Dr. Lenore Walker, for defamation more than 20 years ago. And the case was settled with an agreement that they would not personally align with each other. And Walker testified that it would make her uncomfortable to remain involved if Brandon stayed in the case. Basically, the defense and the prosecution's star witnesses are fighting on top of everything else happening here.
What a surprise.
So, that makes this case even more interesting. But Brandon testified that there's no reason why both sides can't continue exploiting this professional. But Judge Andrea Wolfson denied the defense's motion, and there was also a fight over recordings. Because prosecutors also want to introduce recordings that Christian Almacelli secretly made of Courtney before his passing. And the defense argued that those recordings were illegal recordings and should be excluded. And Judge,
if it wasn't like illegal recording, if it's a one-party state, it's not an illegal recording. Like, that just sounds like bullshit, so they're trying to get stuff thrown out.
Wolfson ruled to exclude most of them, but we'll still see some of these secret recordings when the trial comes around. Because recordings made in the apartment's lobby and on the balcony can be used, ruling there was no reasonable expectation of privacy in those areas. So apparently, some of that audio will also be played for a jury.
I'm actually
not having a good day, or actually really wanted to do it. But you're taking it seriously.
I want to kill you. And now, then she killed him? Okay.
So her trial
Guys,
is
I think
set
I
to
know
begin
what
on
happened.
April 27, 2026. 12 people will be asked to decide whether this was self-defense in a volatile relationship or whether this was an intentional act. And honestly, when you're about to ask 12 strangers to believe you were terrified for your life, blowing kisses in court doesn't really seem like the best.
Well, again, these are people that are used to getting everything they want in their entire life.
Yeah.
And they never have to grow up. They can act like adult children because people put up with them. And you see this with rich people, you see it with pretty girls, you see it with other groups of people that have privileges, and that is the reason why it happens. They're like spoiled children, even though they're like 23 or something like that.
Idea. So, hey, this will be interesting to see how it all plays out. But until then, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. I am back.
I'd rather have you pay for it.
I took a break.
Or at least the taxpayer in that case.
Stacked up for you guys. So, I'll see you guys soon.
It's too easy to end definitely learning lesson. Life isn't about last year.
Okay, well, anyway, I just...
we need to talk about
just a minute, let me go back.
This TikToker is facing life in prison.
We're not re-listening to this shit.
For ending her boyfriend's life,
Jesus,
but I guess
why is this so laggy? So yeah, that's what you get. I think this is another example of somebody thinking that they totally, absolutely, you know, there's nothing that's going to happen to them. They're never going to be held accountable. There's never going to be any consequences. And then somebody like this thinks that they're going to get away with it. I think that she thinks she's going to get away with it even now. She probably thinks she's going to get away with it even after 4 years, right?
Yeah.
She sounds like a keeper. I mean, keep her in jail. Yeah, there you
like
go.
a keeper.
Not a flight risk. Crime committed in Florida, arrested in Hawaii. Well, to be fair, that's not really what a flight risk means, but yeah. Abuse knows no gender. Yeah, but there's definitely an advantage that you have if you're one gender. I'll tell you that. No, I saw this, and it's like some of these content creators are just so fucking deranged because she will get away with it. I don't think that she will, but I think the chances of her getting life in prison are very low. Women usually get very reduced sentences for crimes, and while this is a very serious crime, I still don't think necessarily that's what's going to happen.
All right.
I guess we'll have
When
to
you're
wait and
ready,
see.
set up a
But,
flare so we can get that briefcase somewhere safe.
Content creators do this is kind of like weird for me to look at, right? I'll be honest. It is.
Trigger the flare. You know, the one thing I do need to say about the game is that it needs some method. I'm not watching why I do that. Hey, try. That is crazy. You know, fuck it. I'm gonna turn up the that's him. I might just run it. It sounds fine. Put things up right here. Home center. Oh. That makes more fucking sense.
Holy shit! Goddamn! That woke me up.
Yeah, now I understand why I was hearing it all weird.
Those anti-air defenses have to
Holy
go.
shit.
The missile came from the east side of the building.
I'm seeing 2 radar trailers on the east
Where
front.
we gotta go, buddy?
Must be guidance for the SAMs. Take them out by any means necessary so the helo can approach.
There it is. The yellow tarp finally showed itself. Let's go. Hydrate? I don't have anything to hydrate with, man. Except for a bowl, we can smoke. Hell yeah.
Yeah, drugs. You guys. Drugs.
Drugs.
This is your brain on eggs.
Brain on more eggs. Your brain on even more eggs. 4.
Okay,
Alright, let's
I
go,
have eyes
murders.
on you. You're coming up on those radar trailers.
Knock him the fuck out and let's get this shit done.
Knock him the fuck out? That was a good one. I like that. Yeah, no, let's do it. Yeah. Alright, let's fuck these guys up. Hit him with that discombobulator. Yo. I use a discombobulating pulse like wave. That does a number on people. What the fuck?
Maneuvering.
Crazy thing is that some people see a feature like this. Well, fucked up. Dystopian.
I'm out.
I fucking don't think so. Not in this state. Not that much chaos.
Confirming one trailer out of action.
Cause like this
Okay,
is like,
knock out the other one.
man, it's like disease and fucking shit happening for you know, on like multiple levels. This is. Have a good night, brother. This is like a crazy disease that, like a virus or some shit. Yeah, I can't remember what the virus. I think it's but yeah, that shit's crazy. Think about like COVID, how like, oh man, that COVID was nothing compared to what this game fucking created. Whatever this game created is fucking, it's either, say it, what up? So I ended up finding an AA, oh, this motherfucker. Raise me down. Yo, if I could just be like, and drop that shit on that dude, that'd be fucking intense.
Second trailer down.
Headshots. I love the fact that they keep the walking animation while using
No further contacts. Area
just
secure.
spraying.
Copy that. Coming
Fucking
to you.
love that shit. Warning, no respawn zone. Alright.
The cargo hook is on its way down. Stand by to attach the briefcase.
That's our people, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Get everything you wanted out of here. Attach that shit.
We have the briefcase. Taking fire. We're out of here. We've got a whole bunch of hostiles headed to you.
Yep. Alrighty. Why is he like going down so slow? And I get nailed in the face by a rocket. Let's go. Holy shit. I am fucked up. Nice fucking shot.
I've got you. Tango's are executing a fight. Unbelievable. Pull it. Moving up.
Briefcase is secure. True Sons lost their stronghold.
Look at all that.
And General Ridgeway has been
Look at all of that. Holy shit, there's so much shit.
We
We didn't pick up anything.
That fucker was the one. A lot of good people from my old unit are dead because of him. Some even went over to his side. Set up a flare from the front steps to signal the all clear. Then come on home. Let's celebrate.
Yeah, I wonder if any of y'all have seen this kid at Emery legal mindset drama that's going on. Actually, I put that on back. I wonder if I'll be allowed to watch Legal Mindset. Level. I think I really love that show.
In legal news. So in case version of the latest in legal news. So in case you've been hiding under a rock, we've got the plaintiff here, Miskiff, who filed a defamation lawsuit against Asmongold, Emaru, OTK, and Mythic. And lately there's been a clip trending around of him in a bit of an emotional state.
In a bit of
And
an
she waits
emotional state,
4.5 months to stall this out so no one cares anymore. And her f***ing response is that. Like, are you kidding me? And no one cares. No one cares. Like, no one wants to listen. It's so unfair. They go at my throat for cheese clips and say I'm an abuser. And that's her response. Her response is literally that it's her emotional version of it. Are you kidding me?
So we're going to get into that today and what he's talking about and the little issues we have with Emaru's defense. Then we, of course, have Emaru over here, who's the defendant. And she seemed from the beginning pretty prepared for litigation, knowing that litigation was going to come.
I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about.
So it seems like from the beginning, Emaru was prepared for a lawsuit, and part of a lawsuit is going through the steps, is going through the motions. So this is yet another part of the lawsuit that we have to get through. And of course, let's not forget Asmongold, who's part of this, and I'm going to reflect upon his defense in light of Emaru as we get into the facts here. So let's go with our opening statements. So Miskiff filed this defamation claim and other claims against OTK, Asmongold, Mythic, and Emaru. All evidence involves statements on Miskiff and Emaru's relationship. So it's all stuff that involves their relationship and how their relationship went down. Many comments and admissions were made by Miskiff himself, although some of the stuff and evidence that's been submitted are Emaru's comments, and obviously the statement is part of the evidence. But both now procedurally, Asmongold and Emaru have filed motions to dismiss.
So I don't think that fucking Miskiff has any legal standing, especially against Asmongold, and I certainly don't think he's gonna have an easy time proving that the claims were made by Emaru that as being completely false. I think he's pretty screwed, actually. I think he is actually cooked. Tell you the truth.
Dismiss. And it's very important to get into what that exactly means. So a motion to dismiss, and you can see right here the filing that was just filed by Emaru. That is under the federal rules because Miskiff perhaps wisely got this in a federal court to avoid some procedural Texas law, which would make his claim even more difficult, almost impossible. You've got the federal rules 6 for failure to claim. This is a pre-trial motion, so it's before you get all witnesses called, it's before depositions, it's before a lot of the discovery of the actual case itself, and it only examines the legal sufficiency of the plaintiff.
You know what? I would turn this bitch
the one thing
around
is, when you're looking at this and looking at a motion to dismiss, you do have to interpret all facts in favor of Miskiff. Now, of course, he has to specifically state those facts. Those have to be things that are backed up by evidence, by certain amount of evidence, and you also have to ignore legal conclusions or just statements of the elements. So if he's just going through there saying, well, these are the elements of the crime, and I think there some Gatling guns? That's not enough. You've got to back that up by saying, okay, here are facts that support that. right? And then those facts can be interpreted in favor of Miskiff. And an important note here is Miskiff is trying to amend his complaint to add facts that the first version of his complaint didn't have. And both of them, Asmongold and Emeru, are trying to prevent that. Emeru goes into a little bit more detail with her comments on why that should be prevented. But Miskiff did not do a good job of including a lot of facts in his initial complaint, which is why it was absolutely so laugh-worthy. But there may be an issue here, a very, very specific issue here with Emeru's motion to dismiss. So the issue is, in Texas, it's defamation per se to accuse someone of a crime or implications of serious sexual misconduct. And SA, right, you see it right there, is a felony which falls under both categories. So it's both a crime and an imputation of serious sexual misconduct. So both of those things are defamation per se. So if you have that information out there, you would interpret that, okay, that's defamatory. And of course, just for those that don't know, the crime of SA generally requires some form of physical contact, right? So that's something that's going to be required. And as of yet, we do not have any injunction or criminal complaint against Miskiff that's been filed for SA. But which brings us to the problem. The problem is, looking at Emeru's statements in the transcript, she used the language of SA at least 3 times during her main speech, which you can go through, and these are timestamps from the transcript, which was submitted to the court. You can read that today. Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail Miskiff has done towards me, and some of these issues are ongoing. That's number 1. Number 2, she opens up by saying, but because of the past incidents during like other fights and times, I would try to separate myself from him. Past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me. The abuse is just generally not person. And then last but not least, I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now. That's my story of dealing with psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, stalking, and being threatened on if you know I ever talked about it. So there you go, to see the instance of her bringing that up. And this was definitely something that Emeru's lawyers knew that this case was going to bring up because of that law, because of the defamation per se. And you do have this statement here. So this statement here seems to be the thing we have in the record that would go towards that, towards her interpretation of that, which is the statement, "We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss."
So, like, even if Miskiff had, like, some permission to, like, you know, be physical with Emeru and whatnot, that could still be, like, rescinded. You know what I mean? That type of, like, you still gotta have respect for the person with consent. And if they rescind that consent, they rescind that consent.
Kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelled, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong or did something or did wrong things. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I had said sorry back then. So that was the incident which perhaps she was interpreting. And what we have in the record, of course, is Miskiff's own statement.
Sure, we can try it.
Defense here, and this is the position she filed in this recent filing, is that under Texas law, even a verifiable false statement is not defamation if the context of the statement was a reflection of an opinion, not a statement of fact. So they're kind of leaning on the fact of saying that this was more of an opinion than a statement of fact. Here, within the context of the entire 90-minute live stream, it is clear that Emeru was telling her own emotional truth, explaining how their relationship came to an end and the struggles Emeru endured during their relationship. The live stream was spontaneous, unedited, unscripted, and underscoring that Emeru was not delivering a rehearsed narrative, but instead was speaking openly and vulnerably in the moment. Her truth as she experienced it. Like the daughter in Benson, a Texas case that they cite, Emeru's allegedly defamatory statements were either non-actionable elements of opinion or mere opinions masquerading as
True Sons had this area locked
and then they
down.
go on to point
You're gonna
out,
need to
because they
breach
know
the
this is
entrance.
coming, that Miskiff will focus on Emeru's use of the term SA, which I'm going to stop there and just say very clearly, if she
True
had
Sons
not
had this
used
area
that
locked
term,
down.
we wouldn't even
You're
be
gonna need
here
to breach
today.
the
This wouldn't be an argument. There would be a full, strong case for that motion to dismiss. But using that terminology is really what got her in that position. So without a doubt, without use of those words, there would be no position for Miskiff to hang his hat on here based on his own statements of his behavior. Let's continue. And argue that Emeru's statements are necessarily defamatory because they include the same term. However, in comparison to Benson, once again, a Texas case they're relying on. Emeru described in detail the exact assault against her. Bizarrely, this one sentence that Miskiff actually quotes in the first complaint started kissing me in my face and I'm going to do it, and then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat. Taking the whole context of the statement into account as the required to do is very different than step on the defense. Emeru describes exactly what happened, although she defines it as I say, a reasonable viewer would unquestionably understand that that term is her own description of what happened. The viewer is not left to guess as to the nature of assault based solely on the term SA, which focuses on the fact that daughter did not actually strike. Just like the medicine, Emeru's statements are not actual defamation because they show her personal viewpoint, i.e. her emotional truth. We can't afford to lose that order. So that's their position as to that specific thing. And that is a very, very precarious
So that's where you need to
at
go.
the point of a motion to dismiss, where you're getting into, hey, does this meet the legal standard? And when you're taking those presumptions, once again, the presumptions in favor of Miskiff in terms of the factual allegations. Understanding, though, that Miskiff did a poor job in his complaint of including details and spotting out things, and that's what he's probably trying to clean up, him and his lawyer trying to clean up and add to make sure that they perhaps survive a motion to dismiss. But this is their defense. So what do we look at? Well, in defamation in general, we're going to look at this how a reasonable person would look at this. So overall in the context, right, the fact finder, right, the jury at a certain point, right, earlier on, we can look at summary judgment and motion to dismiss. These are going to be the judge is going to be making the decisions. But you're going to be looking from a reasonable person standard. And Emeru's problem, or fundamental problem, is that she repeated those words and also used them in the context of other crimes. And that would leave an implication that it was the criminal definition, right? And even if it wasn't, once again, we go back to Texas law, there's the imputation of serious sexual misconduct, which can also be defamation per se. However, here's the problem for Miskiff, and this is not just a clear thing where Miskiff is at the complete advantage. They're public figures, and the burden is on Miskiff to prove that Emeru did this with malice. So that is a higher standard. So essentially, Miskiff needs to prove that Emeru knew that this didn't fit the definition of SA and said it anyway. Said, I know he didn't do this. I knew what that was. I said it maliciously. And he's got to prove that by clear and convincing evidence, which is a higher bar at the civil level. Usually it's preponderance of the evidence, which is a lower standard. It's got to meet a clear and convincing standard. That's very difficult for anybody to hit as a public figure and going up to hit that clear and convincing standard. So Miskiff doesn't have an easy ride here. Now, Asmongold. Let's talk about Asmongold real quick. Does any of this change what Asmongold has or his motion to dismiss? No, it does not alter that at all because Asmongold never used that term in any of his statements. So he doesn't have that same risk of defamation per se. Unlike Emeru, most of his content was a reaction and mostly he was just going straight up on what Miskiff was saying. Now, Emeru was telling her original story. That was kind of the original telling of the story. So there's nothing to react to at the beginning of the story, obviously. So Asmon was in a different position and could be more careful. But I wouldn't change any expected outcome for Asmongold based on Emeru's defense. So let's go to the judgment. So in my judgment, Asmongold can still likely gain a dismissal. I think he has very good grounds for that, and nothing about Emeru's defense changes his chances chances from being good with a dismissal. However, Emeru is in a difficult position, a much more difficult position than Asmongold comparatively, because she repeatedly used that word. And the emotional truth argument, right? And mind you, this is not trial yet. This is not even summary judgment, which is a later stage. It's not the strongest argument for a motion to dismiss. So I could see Emeru losing a motion to dismiss and then proceeding with the trial. And in the clip we watched in the beginning of this video, you saw how Emeru appears prepared for trial, prepared to go to discovery, prepared to have things gone out, because she seems to think and seems to preposition that there's more evidence that's going to make Miskiff look bad that hasn't even come out yet. So that would be coming out as part of the discovery process and as part of a potential trial even. Now, Miskiff still has that super high bar as a public figure to show malice, but at this point, if you're weighing all the factors, let's say that Emeru was to lose a motion to dismiss, right, and she was not to be granted that motion to dismiss, well, then obviously Emeru and Miskiff have a better chance of settling, right?
Hey guys, have you ever heard
if they
William B?
they could settle, and that would be more successful than Asmongold likely. But once again, this case is not set anywhere. This also is set in Texas, which has that pretty high bars when it comes to defamation cases. So there's a lot of things that are going on right now that still stand against Miskiff. But this might be a
vital signs critical.
One step by Emeru. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the
How long can you survive in remote starting one?
I'm a little surprised I didn't die in that one. But yesterday we were dying like crazy. But I also think I turned it on hard. Yes, I play Trading Card Simulator. I like it a lot. Yeah, I like it a lot. I wish I played an actual. I wish they made their own actual game. That'd be pretty cool. Hell yeah.
At National Bond, Division agents have infiltrated the building. Copy that. Sending reinforcements.
Damn it. Agent, take out their comms so they can't call for more backup.
That cat is so cute. Yeah, but you buy like mad guns, bro. You could fucking buy $900 worth of games. I know you know. That's the best part. Oh, that was the big bad.
Agent down.
He looks like everybody else.
Active terminal detected.
Agent, check that computer for intel. Might shed some light on what the True Sons have been doing here.
Where are we going now? Like that. Shit, can't believe we did that. Gonna put up in the back. Yeah.
Now, brain fried numbers things, week-long 5090 testing video. Time to talk about card monies and not bad stuff. I promised you guys when I did the initial Lightning unboxing and kind of a surface level touching of the card that I would do a full, like, in-depth review of it, and I figured the only way to truly test it is to compare it against the other, like, Titan class cards that exist today. So I have literally spent every spare moment of the last week, including the weekend, dozens of hours testing just these four cards. The 5090 FE from NVIDIA, the 5090 Lightning Z from MSI, the 5090 Astral from Asus, and the 5090 Matrix from Asus. The only two cards I was truly interested in this review was the Lightning versus the Matrix, because both of these have very high-end BIOSes with very high power limits. The FE, as you know, is a 575 watt card that has a 4% additional power limit available to us, which will bring us up to 600 watts, which is how I ran it in these tests. The Lightning has two BIOS, an 800 watt and a 1000 watt BIOS that we were switched, obviously, to the 1000 watt BIOS. The Astral is a 600 watt card and 600 watt card only. The Matrix is also a 600 or 800 watt card, depending on whether or not you have both power connectors plugged in. Now, I'm going to talk about today's video in a more experiential format, where I want to talk about what the nuances of these cards was like. Obviously, I've got a lot of line charts, I've got a lot of bar charts that we're going to show on here, and when it comes to the bar charts, when we get to that point of the video, we're just going to show them for a few seconds each. I don't know however long Phil puts them on screen. Pause and look at them, and we'll talk about some of the weirdness that you're going to see and the deep dive that it took to figure out what was happening and why there were some things that on the surface looked very much like errors, but the errors weren't on my part. The errors was on their part. So we'll talk about that in a second. But quickly, the Founders card, I did not overclock the Lightning and the Matrix. All three of those are built for extreme overclocking. The Astral maybe not as much as the others because it's a single plug card, but they're built for overclocking and pushing and squeezing as much out of that core as you possibly can. The Founders Edition card, I've watched enough of Northwest Fix's videos to know you really shouldn't push that card. You really shouldn't overclock it. And so I didn't. I used it more so as a 5090 baseline to show what the type of performance uplift you can see from these models are above the MSRP card. Now, let's talk about pricing here real quick. The 5090 is a 2000, and all of these prices are in quotes, by the way, because those are the MSRPs, but you know as well as I do, from day to day, the pricing is different. It's going to go up and down and all over the place. It's literally like it's a buoy bobbing in the ocean. But MSRP of $2,000 for the 5090. MSRP of about $3,300 for the Astro OC.
We know you. We got you immediately the other night.
For the Matrix and $5,090 for the Lightning.
We all talked about it. Jay talks about it. It's just man funny.
Of a 5090 FD for the Lightning. And obviously, you don't even need to watch the rest of this video to know that is not worth it. It is absolutely not worth getting the Lightning Z over any other 5090 model unless you just absolutely are into all of the super limited edition carbon fiber here and there, dual plugs, 1000-watt BIOS, etc. But there are some caveats to that, and we'll talk about where the Lightning Z might make perfect sense towards the end of this video. With that said, the testing methodology here is the same as before, but all retested. The 5090 was retested, and we've added another title to this. I told you we'd be adding more titles over time. I'm probably going to start adding Resident Evil Requiem on here as well. Requiem, however you pronounce it. Probably going to add Red Dead Redemption 2 back on. We haven't talked about that in forever. I've got Baldur's Gate 3 in here, which is an interesting title. We try to just get different engines all over the place. Initially, I was going to do Vulkan. The problem is we use PresentMon from Intel to capture frame times and
how do you
and all that.
When someone
However, it
says
doesn't capture
something
Vulkan. It doesn't hook Vulkan. So I had to use the X11 for that. So
like the
just know if you're running Vulkan with Baldur's Gate 3, your performance and such might look very different than what you're going to see here. But think of this as a dyno for a car. As long as we run whatever test we choose exactly the same on each one of our cards, the comparison between them is what matters. We're not benchmarking the title, we're benchmarking the card. Now it's important to note that I did both overclocked and out-of-the-box settings when it comes to these cards. So I figured out each card's nuance of overclocking and found it's max stable, minus the FE. I didn't overclock that card. Never overclock an FE, it's just not safe.
You didn't know that?
And yes, it included the Lightning Z's screen plugged in and working exactly as a consumer would buy it and plug it in and run it. So with that said, Phil, go ahead and put since this is literally the battle of the bands, if you will, put on some epic metal music, something that even might get Steve's attention.
What am I starting we went an hour ahead, and I stayed like an extra hour at work. I do stuff for the United States military. I do stuff. I can be like that. Yeah. I do stuff for aerospace. There you go. Do you work for, who do you work for again?
Oh, hey. Bye.
Yeah, what company are you? Yeah, do it.
I feel like I could hear Steve's hair whipping like Beavis and Butthead from across the country. Okay, you might have noticed some very strange looking benchmarks on here. And the first thing you might have noticed is the fact that the Lightning just doesn't seem to be holding its own on the charts like you might expect. When it comes to overclocking, you'll notice that there's overclock numbers on these charts as well as standard out-of-the-box performance on these charts. These cards out of the box will try to stay right around the 600 watt or less and about 50 megahertz, maybe thereabouts, which is funny because just about every 5090 will do that. But let's talk about when it comes to power limits here for a second. The 5090 and the Astral absolutely are limited to 600 watts or less because they are single 12-volt 2x6 connector cards. Without these having multiple cables for them, adding any wattage is dangerous.
Right? Do you work with the special needs?
Just because these other cards, the Matrix and the Lightning, have two 12-volt 2x6 connectors does not mean they're any more safe.
It felt like
We've seen people limit their cards to 500 watts or less and still melt cable.
You're like,
so unfortunately, the dual cable is a
well.
nice to have, but I don't think it's the perfect answer for not melting
I mean,
your
like
card,
it's a
especially when you consider the fact
Could
that
be an
the
actor.
least amount of power available to the Lightning Z is 800 watts.
It's either
now, as I talked about with the Matrix here, you get 600 watts if you have either the 12-volt 2x6 or the BTF connector plugged in. But since I have this nifty little adapter right here, it took a while to get, and it came all the way from China, it literally converts the BTF to a 12-volt 2x6, allowing me to have two 12-volt 2x6s connected to the card in a safe manner rather than tricking the card into pulling 800 watts through a single connector, which is how I initially showed that video. I was using this adapter to be able to the downside of
not being intelligent.
Going, hey, where can I get that? Where can I get that? Just know, the moment you attach this to the bottom of the card with the adapter that's on the bottom for BTF, it gets pretty tall, and it's actually taller than the plane of the PCI Express connector, which means you cannot use it on your motherboard. It absolutely will impact your motherboard before it hits that.
What are we doing?
Potentially with a riser cable and a vertical mount, you could, but now you're going to see on the back, you're going to have the connector and the cable running across your backplate. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is sort of a band-aid maneuver that Asus came up with to allow people that aren't running BTF motherboards or Asus motherboards with BTF connectors to be able to run that card and still unlock the full 800 watt potential. One thing I haven't tested yet, and I'm going to because I'm really curious, is the card that I'm using for the Astral is also a BTF card, but I did not use the BTF connector. I used the standard 12-volt 2x6. What I'm curious now is if, just like the Matrix, if I was to plug this in, I know that they're connected to the same power plant. Would that now split the 600 watts between the cables, making them each 300 watts, which would be a lot safer than, say, running two cables on 1,000 watt, 300 watts. So it makes me feel like the Astral with this adapter and a vertical mount that can clear it might be the safest way to run a 5090 and not necessarily melt your stuff. Haven't tested that yet. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work, considering the Matrix does it.
Going to retire.
So I just didn't have time. Like I said, I literally spent.
Extremely cushy job.
If I had to guess, I probably spent at least 30, 35 hours testing these cards because there was a lot of retesting, especially when it comes to the overclocking side, because I would get to what I felt like was a really stable overclock. Halfway through my test, have something crash, do a restart, make sure it wasn't just a one-off crash, and then if it continues happening, clock back to the beginning and start again. Since learn, start with the title that tends to be the most, figure out the save overclock, and then I'll spend a lot less time restarting. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about some of the weirdness. If we look at Black Myth, you are going to see that the Lightning Z has absolutely horseshit 1% lows. And that was what made me initially go, what the heck is going on here? The 1% lows on Black Myth for the Lightning Z was basically equivalent to what the minimum FPS, I mean, we don't use minimum FPS, that would just be what's the lowest one frame and how long did it take to draw it, that's your minimum FPS, right? It was like equal to what the other card's minimum FPS was.
Yeah, think of it like that.
Something is not right there. And I did lots of testing, I did DBU, I did reinstalling, and then it dawned on me. We've got a screen.
I'll say it like this: it definitely saves the lives of many people.
That is a 720 by, I can't remember resolution. Phil can put it on the screen. But it's basically a 19. I think it's a 720 by. I don't know.
My dad used to work.
USB-C connection. It is not a USB-C DisplayPort connection or anything like that. It is literally a data cable. The card is rendering the screen, but it's connecting to the system via that cable. So what we started testing and really trying to figure out here is the screen impacting performance in some way? So if we go ahead and now move from Black Myth 4K, and if you look at Black Myth 1440, the 1%'s come up a lot closer, right? So if you look at 4K, which is it's very hard to run. I'm not running DLSS or I am running a 66% upscaler, but Black Myth is a very difficult benchmark to run, and that's why I like it. Because it exposes stuff like this, where if something is impacting the GPU performance even a little bit, it's going to show, and allows us to then drill down into why is that happening. But if you look up at 1440p Black Myth, you can see it comes a lot closer, where it's 91.4 stock on the 1% low. But that's obviously quite a bit lower than the 99 for the Astral, or the 104 for the Matrix, or even the 109 for the overclocked Astral. So it's still being impacted, but not as much, because 1440p is an easier load for the card. So if we take a look at something like Cyberpunk, though, which is not a tracked benchmark, if you will, it's not on a track, it's an actual game that's being tested here. If you look at the 1440p chart here, you'll see that I did a screen and a no screen. And with the no screen on, we picked up 12 FPS on our 1% low without the screen at all. That was what made me then go, okay, let's take a look at the frame times. So if we take a look at frame times on Cyberpunk 1440p, the first one we're going to show here is what the frame time looks like. That's how long in milliseconds it takes to draw the screen. So frames per second and frame time are the same thing. They're just two different displays of how many were drawn versus how long it took to draw. They divide that by how many milliseconds per second, and then that's how you get FPS. It's literally all that's happening. So you can see it looks pretty normal as we are walking down the street. But moving on, that's with the screen unplugged. That exact same test, same exact settings, same card, same out of the box and everything. If we plug the screen back in, and we have the data on the screen, it's using Lightning Hub, it's got its own server on the card. We've already talked about that when we did our initial review. It's got its own driver to run the screen. This is what the frame times look like. You see a very consistent interval of a very slow frame to be drawn. And what that's done is pull down our average, because our 1% low drop, because each one of those frames are taking so long to drop, it is literally yanking the entire average down. It's kind of like the bell curve, only you're on the wrong end of it. So we realized the screen is what's actually affecting performance of this card across the board. Now, not all titles are affected by it as badly as others. But if we look at Borderlands 3, which is a very high FPS, like Borderlands 3 and 1440p, I mean, the Matrix overclocked is pulling 324 average FPS with 250.8 1% lows. But if you look at the Lightning Z overclocked, it's right behind it, but still 233.9 1% low versus 250.8. Now, what's funny is, when you look at the averages, though, the averages don't come up much when you disconnect the screen, but the 1% lows do. Now, here's the thing. I want to talk about perceived smoothness, because it wasn't until I inputted the data in my spreadsheets and then started formulating whenever I'm doing my testing, I always do a
do not have enough people that follow me on YouTube,
resolution,
so I cannot actually read out
to neighboring cards to see, does this look within range of where it should be landing, or is something just way off? And the first thing I noticed, obviously, was that things were way off. So I had to start deep diving and to figure out what was happening here. So the reason why having it named USB instead of some sort of a USB-C display port or anything like that is the fact that what's happening here, we don't know exactly the process, but we know it's a data stream that is coming over that cable, not a video stream. So what's happening is the card is having to basically unpack that data that's being sent, we're assuming by the CPU, we think, rather than happening on the card with its own encoder. I mean, I'd love for MSI engineers to chime in and tell us how this is working, because we don't know exactly how. But obviously, we showed you on that line chart those interval spikes. Those spikes tend to kind of correlate with every time that screen is updated. In fact, you'll notice there's a couple that are missing in that interval, but the screen doesn't update perfectly every time. Probably because the GPU becomes so busy, it just goes, screen, you need to wait. This is more important than you catch the next interval cycle and updating the data on the screen. So what's happening is either the CPU or something done is sending that data over USB-C, and then unpack that data, calculate it, and then put it on the screen. So that's why you're seeing that that's literally the polling rate at which the screen is. We've seen this before, though. This is one of the reasons why Precision X is because it did the same thing if you just had it up, because the software was polling the GPU for its telemetry data, temperature, and stuff. So the GPU had to put a game on pause for a second to handle the information that's being requested by the software. So
complicated,
we're kind of seeing that happen right here, and that's why the average and the 1% lows are so bad. If we look at Cyberpunk 4K, we're talking 32.31% low versus even the FE's 52.9.
Yeah, those are flares. Thanks for the bits. I
slowest card on
appreciate
here
that. Hope you guys
has
going well.
20.6 FPS average, 1% higher.
Here we go.
That would be noticeable, but I didn't notice it, and I didn't feel it when playing the game. Otherwise, that's the kind of thing that would almost present itself as a bit of a stutter, like just a hitch as you're playing, and that would be very, very noticeable. Judder, micro stutter, but I didn't feel it. That's what really got me starting to figure out what was happening. But in discussing this with Phil and just kind of bouncing off of him, he was like, well, it's only that one frame that's doing it. And because of the fact that we were talking 60 FPS versus 32, it wasn't massively, in fact, I don't think it's noticeable at all. But we are running a 144 hertz panel here. If we were running a 60 hertz panel, it might have been more noticeable because of just the frames that are being drawn on screen, and then just crazy alignment of that super slow frame might have presented itself as a judder on a 60 FPS panel here. So I'm not convinced that it's necessarily a super noticeable thing, but it's a thing happening regardless. When it comes to performance, though, it's crazy because the 5090 Lightning Z at $5,090 is being beaten by the air-cooled 5090 Matrix that is over $1,000 less. Now here's the other thing. Let's go ahead and talk about the line charts here because it's got a 360 AIO. When I overclock these cards, by the way, I do run their fans at 100%. So let's go ahead and take a look at core frequencies here real quick, because one of the reasons why the Matrix is beating the Lightning Z in pretty much every chart, I don't think the Matrix lost to the Lightning in anything at all. One, because of the frame, the perfect interval frame latency thing we were talking about here with the screen, and two, the Matrix clocks higher across the board at less power, and we'll show you that here in a second. But if we look at the core frequencies, the stock frequencies here, the colors are kind of weird, but I did that to represent the card. So red is the Matrix, yellow is the Lightning, purplish is the Astral, and then green is the NVIDIA card. So if we take a look at the stock frequencies, you can see the FE card bounced up to right around 2700. It kind of goes up a little bit above it, a little bit below it. And this is, again, using Cyberpunk 1440p frequencies. The card is definitely our bottleneck. Performance here, but it's not throttling itself down because of super high temps, super high power draw. Technical assistance needed. Especially since we are running hard T and no scaling in Cyberpunk. So it is a hard test to run. Don't let it fool you. But 2700-ish average on our FE card. The Astro comes in second to last at just about 2848, right around there is where it kind of hovers on the line. And remember, these are stock out-of-the-box numbers. And that's because that's about how high GPU boost with power draws will allow it to go, even though the power draw on the Astral card is only pulling about 500 watts. It wasn't pulling 600. Sidebar conversation here real quick, just because a card is rated to a number does not mean automatically will go through that number. You can still have 100% utilization on the GPU. That is a power limit. Those are all independent. Try to help. So sometimes I don't understand. My card says 98% utilized, but it's only pulling 500 watts, not 600. That's a good thing. You're getting full performance at less power draw and less heat. Why would you want to? You want 600? Push the clocks up. In fact, that might be one of the reasons why Steve feels like it's not a valid test to really pull or push and cause load on the card. But it's funny, so many SIs have reached out to me and said, don't listen to that horse. We use it for various reasons because it does actually expose other problems. As long as you're not using it as a definitive to say a card is stable or not stable by using that one benchmark, which nobody should do anyway, it's fine. And we're going to continue to use it, and we're going to troll the shit out of it every time just because now. But anyway, I digress. The Lightning Z comes in here at over 2,900 megahertz out of the box. Still not exciting. Most 5090s will hit 2,900 with very little effort. Most of them will hit it by just doing like a plus 100 on your offsetted MSI Afterburner, and boom, you're good to go. And yes, we do have 4.6.7 running, which allows us to actually add 100 millivolts, not a percentage offset on the core frequency versus the core voltage, a true plus 100 millivolts, allowing me to actually push the card up to 1100 millivolts. I can explained in my initial
saved a
video
bunch of
that
fish,
the
you
card was
bastard.
sitting at about
Trying to kill us.
45, which is pretty low. And a lot of you guys said, why aren't you running the latest 4.6.7 beta of MSI Afterburner? I went, well, because when you load Lightning Z's hub, and it has specifically the Afterburner download link in the corner of its own software, and it's downloading 4.6.6. That's just an MSI thing. Like software, but it went from like floating the crap out of everything now to just not updating. But 4.6.6 is not appropriate for the Lightning Z. You need 4.6.7 to unlock voltage control, which these tests do use. But anyway, as you can see, just over 2,900, never hits 3,000. The Matrix, on the other hand, out of the box, stock fender, stock everything, touch absolutely nothing, is actually going over 2,000 megahertz.
Thank you for
So what we
lurking.
can deduce from this
Really
chart is the
appreciate
fact
y'all.
that these cards all have different base clocks built into their BIOS, right? The Matrix is definitely pushing itself. If we go ahead and overclock the cards now, you can see that on the Matrix, I was able to achieve a plus 230 offset and a plus 2750 on the memories. I was running plus 3000, but I was getting strange crashes and periodic soft crashes to desktop happening or freezes. And I wasn't so convinced that it was core. It was actually memory. Dropping the memory down slightly definitely helped. The Founders Edition card, as I said, I did not overclock at all. The Astro, I was able to gain a plus 285 and a 3000 on the memory. Just because it says plus 285 does not mean it's boosting higher than the Matrix. It just, remember, it has a lower starting point. So plus 285, plus 230, right, they're still far apart from each other, and you can see that on this chart right here. In fact, I was able to push the Astro to about 3,135 to 3,140 megahertz. That's pretty big, considering the fact that we still are stuck on one cable and 600 watts with no additional power limit to it. The Lightning Z, as you can see, pushed plus 235 to plus 3,000, giving us about 3,217 megahertz on average. And the Matrix pushed all the way up to just under 3,300. In fact, in Cyberpunk, it's a little under 3,300. It sits right around 3,270 to 3,280-ish. It's going to bend and move around a little bit. In Black Myth, it hits 3,350 megahertz all day long, which is crazy. Considering, if you remember, I couldn't get anywhere near 3,300 on my Lightning Z with the stock voltage. And yes, even with the plus 100 millivolts, I still don't at all. Period. End of story. This is a golden sample probably, and this is an average sample probably. That's what we're kind of leaning towards right now. But let's talk about the power side of it, because that's the other half of this story right here. If we look at power draw, if we look at total board power right here, the Lightning is the most efficient card out of the box. In our 1440p Cyberpunk test right here, it's bouncing between 450 and about 490 watts. That's way less than the 600 it's allowed to be. And yes, just because it has a 1,000 watt BIOS, like I said, does not mean it's going to automatically boost to 1,000 watts of power draw. It has 2 plugs, and with us under 500 watts means we were only pulling a little over 215, 220 watts on average per cable, which is pretty damn safe. If we look at our FE card, you can see it even pulled more than the Lightning at over 500 watts on average. If we look at the Astral and the Matrix, they're pretty close to each other at between 550 and about 580 watts for the Matrix on its peak, but then average it drops down to about the mid 500s. None of these cards actually pulled the 600 watts out of the box on 1440p with ray tracing on in a real gaming title that's not a synthetic benchmark, real world scenario right there. Well, you saw the overclocks I talked about in the frequencies, right? So we only pushed it up a couple hundred megahertz. So you wouldn't expect the power jump to be huge. Unless you're the Lightning Z. This is where it gets a little scary. The FE card didn't move because we didn't overclock it. The Astro card only went up about 50 watts because even though we were able to push the frequency up, because it's not being fully power limited, its frequency stays up to the mid 3100s as we talked about, and still stays under 600 watts until the very end of the test where it starts to spike up a little bit higher. But it averaged a little over 550 watts. The Matrix averaged under 650 watts to get the 3,300, just under 3,300 frequency. Shows you what the frequency curve. The Lightning went up to 800 watts just to lose. That is nuts to me. And here's the thing. I checked this, Insanity checked this, in all the titles. In all the titles, because every single benchmark is recorded. Every single benchmark. And we don't just write down the number and move on. If I ever have a question, I can go back, pull up that benchmark, throw it in Excel, and completely extrapolate the data to figure out what the hell is happening right here. every single title. The Lightning is the most efficient at stock and goes well over 700 watts the moment you move the slider. And by the slider, I mean either the voltage or the frequency. It is bonkers how much power it pulls for not an exciting frequency. It is just absolutely kind of batshit crazy how much power. If we go ahead and move on now to temperatures, what do these temperatures actually do? Well, no surprise, the FE is one of the hottest ones. Actually, the Astro the FE card is hovering around 70 C. The Astro is about 73 C. The Astro is extremely conservative with the fan curve. Extremely conservative. Again, no touching the fan curve when it comes to stock. When I go over I know it's 100%. It's for safety, right? The Astro is very, very, very quiet.
Guys getting off.
Even though it's got such a giant cooler, it's only marginally warmer than the FE. Going several hundred degrees higher than the FE, so it makes sense to be a little hotter. The Matrix starts at 40 and then hovers right around, it bounces between like 63 and 65, which is very interesting. It's also liquid metal, something we should point out, right? So it's a hybrid liquid metal, but it's still a liquid metal that is in this card. And the Lightning Z is a PTM, which is basically a phase change thermal pad. So once it actually heats up, it will then and then turn into a vital signs critical. It's a one-time use though. If you take the cooler off the card, you wipe it clean, you either apply another PTM or regular thermal paste, not using any sort of liquid metal or hybrid, which I think is part of its problem, in my opinion. But because it is a 360 AIO, and you saw on the previous chart, it was pulling the least amount of power at stock, it makes sense it would be the coldest card at about 52 C under load. Still warmer than my card is running at home. My 5090 Astral on a very custom loop, but two 420 radiators. Anyway, I do feel like this should have been a 420, if you want to know the truth, but it definitely would have limited the cases it would have been. But when you push those overclocks, like I just said, this is what you get. The Matrix and the Astral drop down to the coldest cards at just over 50 C with those big overclock numbers. More impressively is the Matrix, as we showed, just under 3,300 megahertz with just a dirty slider change on and a fan max out on MSI Afterburner. The Matrix or the Lightning Z didn't really change temperature. It definitely changed power. So it's kind of impressive that the 360 was able to cool 750 watts and keep it still right around 55 C. It was between 55 and 58 C, so we went up about 5 C. But we also went up nearly double the power. It's like 80% additional power limit or power draw. So this 360 was like, I don't know what you want from me. 750 watts is a lot for a 360. That's right, cool. And don't forget, 1,000 is what it's capable of. None of my tests could actually get it to pull 1,000. That's for XOC. That's reserved for XOC. That's the only way you're ever going to see that. So it was pretty disappointing that I was unable to get the Lightning Z, which had the most power limit available to it, actual voltage control available to it, and a liquid cooler on it to be the coldest or the fastest. And a lot of it has a lot to do with the screen, but even when unplugging the screen, you could not get it to catch the Matrix because now we're talking about silicon lottery. There's no way to really guarantee that any of these cards are going to boost to astronomical numbers. The Matrix card that we have truly feels like a golden sample, which I will absolutely hang on to because if I decide to do XOC again, I'm a little conflicted on whether I would use the Lightning or the Matrix. Because remember, I was able to achieve for a while there, before the Matrix BIOS came out and the Lightning BIOS came out, I was able to reach top 5 in the world with a personally modified, I soldered onto the EVC controller for the voltage and just learned the nuances of the card and was able to just chicken clock my way to right up into the top 5. And then the big BIOS came out, and then the real heavy hitters and modders came out, and now I'm like number 20 or even lower than that right now. Having 2 plugs available to these cards, and this card having a 1,000 watt capability, I feel like this card might shine if you XOC it. right? If you get true VRM coolers on there, you get a LN2 pot on there, you get both connectors plugged in, because I think one of the reasons why the guys that are running the MSI BIOS, even on single plug cards, are sitting higher than me now on the charts, are just because of stable power. I think stable power and 2 plugs has a lot to do with it. In fact, I was able to clock higher and get more stability out of my runs when I took my Astral card off of the PSU that's also supplying power to the system and put it on its own PSU on its own power circuit. So now knowing that being able to do that with 2 plugs would probably be the best of both worlds. But knowing that this card is clocking higher at less power draw tells me that that would probably be the better XOC card. And that's where this card truly is built for, but then it's like, what's the point? You're yanking off the screen, you're yanking off the cooler, you're yanking off the AIO, and you're going down to just a bare PCB, and let's face it, those MSI cards that are at the top of the chart, they're not running this BIOS. They are not on this 1000-watt BIOS. They are on the secret sauce 2500-watt BIOS that has come out even since I was on my 1500-watt BIOS on the Astral. So even then, don't fool yourself. You're not buying a world record overclocking card, even if you get a golden sample, because you are not on the same software that the XOC guys are. We've talked about this. I've showed how even I've had access to things that the public doesn't, and that makes a huge difference. It is not worth $5,090 in any realm of the multiverse, okay? It is just not. The Matrix, however, at $4,000, it's still a very hard sell because of the fact that it's just too damn expensive, right? Obviously, a 5090 at $2,000 is $500 more than a 4090 was at $1,500, but we also know the FE card is never going to compete in terms of its capability of overclocks and custom designs as any of these cards. If you look at the charts, are you really going to feel the few FPS difference that you get between the slowest and the fastest? Bragging rights, it is just literally the enthusiast factor, it is the FOMO, all of that stuff kicks in is why people want these. In fact, I even showed how terrible I felt like the Lightning Z was, and in that video I mentioned I might sell it, and now I feel like I just want to OC it to death to see what happens. Even in this video right now, I guarantee people are gonna email me asking to buy it, because they already have. I already showed what a terrible value this is. And people are coming out of the woodworks via text on friends I know in person and emails from people I've never met asking, can I please buy your card? And I just want to respond, why? Why do you want it so bad? You are talking to the most, as you guys would put it, ungrounded, unrealistic PC enthusiast on the market building overclocked PCs, water-cooled PCs that make no sense whatsoever. I'm telling you this is a stupid card. People are still wanting it. You know what they say? You can always separate a fool from his money.
Good work, Agent.
Yeah, I bought it.
Secure the aquarium and save the fish farm.
Whatever.
Without your help, we would have
All right, guys, time to get out of here.
Thanks to you,
this also was an opportunity for me to kick off our vamping of our GPU charts. Since there's no GPUs coming out for a while, we've got time to work through them and really start building out those charts. Like I said, I added Baldur's Gate on here. We changed Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't realize I had targeted FPS on there for scaling, which means as the cards got slower, they got closer to 60 FPS because it kept dropping the base resolution farther and farther to try and achieve 60 FPS. Something that Phil was like, yeah, I told you that. Why the fuck didn't you listen to me? By the time I realized it, we were so far down the chart, I couldn't go back. So now that's all been corrected where it's going to truly scale. I think I'm going to add RDR2. I want to see if I can find a reliable way to benchmark Resident Evil Requiem and Requiem. Lightning Requiem. Lightning Requiem. Oh, no. It's in a Kachuga. It's a Kapufa. I don't know. Anyway, the screen is a cool thing. It's just obviously it's hitting performance, and that's because of the
screen. Appreciate the hangouts.
Guys, tell me what titles we need to add. I need to get on out of here now. My brain is fried. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I know this video is probably not gonna get a lot of views, but it was.
Have yourself a great night.
It was eye-opening. The enthusiast market has outpaced me.
All right, everybody. Listen, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate y'all chilling. And yeah, we'll be here. We're always hanging out and whatnot every night. Come say hey. Thanks for hanging out on the Twitch side and the YouTube side. Once again, thank you, Himpleton, for the raid. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the raiders that hung out and chilled tonight. Yeah, it's really cool to have y'all hanging. Come back again. And we'll see you in the next one. Alright, see ya. Bye.